Of you who are surviving the dog days of summer, this summer 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm just going to post this video more on the topic of getting through the summer, just on more of a personal level. And a thought occurred to me. I saw a video posted by Tomi Lahren. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with her. She's a fairly outspoken conservative voice. And she had mentioned that there has been a trend in certain cities where fire marshals are going into restaurants and asking people to leave if they exceed a certain capacity. More probably in the larger metropolitan areas where you have strong regime-oriented Democrat mayors or governor alliances, as I like to refer to them. So what I would like to suggest, and this is just kind of a logic rule, that if there are states in this country where you have the right to have a doctor approve your suicide, what I think we should allow at the state or federal level is a law or some sort of a document that you could sign as a patron for those folks that do earn income at these establishments who have been able to go back to work, so that they have some sort of job security, some sort of release form that could be signed or initialed when you walk into a restaurant, so that in the event of any infection, you have the right to get infected or die, just as you would have that same right to allow a doctor to approve your suicide in one of those states. And I'm not saying that to be facetious or sarcastic, but I think it's hypocritical if on the one hand you have doctors that are approving suicides and they're sometimes referred to the death with dignity laws. I believe it's important that we as Americans take our country, take our private sector back, and we allow private negotiation documents to be signed, for example, a waiver or release form, so we can go back to the restaurants and movie theaters and shopping centers that we have had the opportunity to support over the years. And if this summer is getting to be too confining for people, let that be an agreement between private parties, just as you would have the market decide what bars have smoking or not smoking, and let the market work that out privately without an enormous amount of government intrusion. Now, if there's a consent order by a judge and that takes precedent, obviously compliance would have to be maintained. However, I don't think that it would make any sense to have fire marshals go in and kick people out of restaurants, and then a panic occurs where people are in fear of, hey, are we sitting too close to each other? Or, hey, Big Brother is watching us, and the thought police reigns supreme. No, I mean, you work hard for your money, you should be able to go out to eat. If you're sitting 5.5 feet away from somebody and there's a slightly larger number of people eating at a restaurant, so that they aren't going crazy staying at home all day, my goodness, where have our freedoms gone? So I just think that would be something that maybe a movement can start to that effect, where people could sign a simple release form when they walk in, and whatever happens, happens. It's a risk you take for you and your family. However, I think most people are smart enough to know that with proper diet, exercise, and good living habits, that you're going to avoid any long-term health effects as long as you stay healthy. All right, thanks so much. God bless America.